Good morning. Right now at 4, a wildfire burns dozens of acres, destroys buildings near Shawnee. I'm Colby Thelen. We have the latest now that evacuation orders are lifted. And it's election day across Oklahoma. The key races and bond proposals you should know about. We're breaking down the ballot ahead.
And from near record heat yesterday with the wildfires to big time rain headed our way this weekend. Boy, do we need it. I've got your full Tuesday forecast coming up.
Live from downtown Oklahoma City, Oklahoma's own News 9 starts now.
Good morning. Glad you're with us. We're going to get to Megan's forecast here in just a moment, but we have to start with this really wild video from yesterday out of Pottawatomie County. Evacuation orders we now know have been lifted hours after this fast-spreading wildfire near Shawnee. Look at the smoke. This was captured by Bob Mills, Sky News 9, or Mason Dunn above that scene. Residents were forced out of their homes around 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon. Emergency crews say that fire burned at least 50 acres, destroying a home and a shop. The good news, no one was hurt, but you hate to see what is left behind here. And Megan, as we turn to you now, we talked about it yesterday. You brought it up several times. We've been so dry. Right. We need the moisture. This was a big danger we knew going into yesterday. It
was. We have really low humidity, near record-breaking warmth, upper 70s, low 80s. Our winds weren't out of control. If we had winds 50, 60, 70 miles per hour, I think it would have been much, much worse. Wow. But we had nearly a dozen fires yesterday, and this is probably the kickoff here to our fire season. We've had a few grass fires over the past several weeks, but nothing really like yesterday. Now, all of these red dots that you're seeing here on the map, some of these are prescribed burns off into eastern Oklahoma, and with a strong southwesterly wind, the smoke plumes traveled from the south up to the north. So you may have noticed a little bit of haze in the sky yesterday around the metro up to the Enid area, and here maximum wind gusts from yesterday, western Oklahoma 30 to about 40 miles per hour. So by Oklahoma standards, winds were not out of control. It was definitely windier up in the north and west, then off into eastern Oklahoma, winds were much lighter. But really on a day like that, not a good idea to do any type of burning. Now here on your Tuesday, cloud cover has filtered in, and we have a cold front that will come blasting through, which means stronger winds up in the northwest this morning, and we'll talk all about it coming up here in just a second. Here's a live look from our Lucky Star Skycam network. That cloud cover has built in, and we are a very mild 55 degrees here on your Tuesday morning. 53 in El Reno, 60 in Chickasha to Norman, 62 in Midwest City and Shawnee, and there is your cold front. Winds back behind it, gusting to 30 and 35. We'll talk about what the winds do today. Temperatures will be about 20 degrees cooler today than yesterday. Your full forecast is coming up. Colby, back to you.
All right, Megan, thank you. 4 people are in custody following a standoff at a home on the southwest side of Oklahoma City. This happened around 2 yesterday afternoon, right near Southwest 29th and Portland. You can hear the police there on their intercom. Oklahoma City police say it all started as a welfare check after hearing reports of shots being fired at a home. Well, police say they were able to get into that home and found evidence of gunshots. All 4 people found in that home were arrested. No one was injured, but right now there is an investigation underway. The Oklahoma Highway Patrol is investigating a confrontation that ends with a man shot and killed by law enforcement. Troopers say they were called to a home in Wellston on Sunday night after reports of a man who was suicidal. When Lincoln County deputies and arrived there at the scene, investigators say the man pointed a gun at them. A trooper and a deputy opened fire, killing him. The Lincoln County Sheriff confirms that man is 74-year-old Stephen Pence. The troopers involved are on a routine administrative leave, as well as the deputy involved. Logan County deputies are investigating after an apparent murder-suicide. A husband and wife were found dead in their Guthrie home. We first brought you this news yesterday morning. Investigators say a disconnected 911 call from the wife, now identified as Meredith Kamani, led them to this home near County Road 76 and Midwest Boulevard Sunday night. They found she and her husband, Mark Kamani, dead.
Just like any investigation, right? We're going to investigate it to the nth degree. We're going to figure out exactly what happened.
Filmmakers Ranch right near Northeast 36th and Post Road. That's in Spencer. It says that it will be opening its doors today from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. to remember Meredith. Oklahoma City police investigating 4 homicides with no arrests so far. 2 of them happened near Northwest 10th and Virginia. We first brought you this story as breaking news Friday night. Investigators say officers found two men, Claude Bagby and Stanley Reed, dead from a shooting.
I know investigators are still trying to interview people in the area and see if they can find surveillance video, those types of things to determine what happened.
Officers say it is unclear exactly what led to that gunfire. Meanwhile, another deadly shooting investigation is underway on the southwest side of Oklahoma City. This one happened late Friday night at an apartment complex near Southwest 36th and Penn. Police say that there was a disturbance during a party and Brentley Mueller was shot. They say he was taken to the hospital where he later died. Another man is dead in a shooting also on the southwest side. This one happened Saturday night near Penn and Exchange. Police say they found Samuel Johnson dead at that scene. Right now, they're still working to figure out how exactly he was shot, but investigators say Johnson and his wife were in that home when the gun went off. Again, no arrests have been made in any of those deadly shootings. You are asked to call the homicide tip line if you have any information about these cases. The number here on your screen, 297-1200. A week after that major announcement from Devon Energy, Expand Energy, formerly Chesapeake, says it will also be moving its headquarters to Houston. It's sparking questions about the future of the state's economic outlook. News 9's Shelby Love has the details.
I remember very well when Kerr-McGee Corporation was a major oil and gas company in Oklahoma City, and they sold and they left the city, and everyone was just panicky about what's going to happen now because Kerr-McGee's gone.
Steve Agee's been in the oil and gas business for 40 years, and he predicts after some initial pain, companies will fill the gap the same way Devon and Expand did after Kerr-McGee left in 2006.
But once the dust settles and we have other entities that kind of move in and take up that slack or fill in that hole, I think we'll be fine.
Agee also thinks this won't hurt our economy as much as it would have 40 years ago, when 29% of the state revenue came from the oil and gas industry. Now Steve says that number is about 11%.
And the reason it's much less as a percentage of the state budget is because other industries have grown.
As for why Devon and Expand Energy want to move their headquarters, Agee says Houston's global reach and financial resources could be part of the draw.
These companies are getting big enough that they might be starting to think about international prospects. There's big banks in Houston too.
And that was our Shelby Love reporting. State and city leadership, they've been sharing reactions about this move. In fact, Governor Kevin Stitt said in a statement that he's grateful that homegrown companies like Expand have pledged to keep a significant presence in Oklahoma. He goes on to say, quote, "We must continue to get government out of the way and make Oklahoma the best place for business." Oklahoma City Mayor David Holt also chiming in, saying the company's decision to relocate is the continuation of a trend in the energy industry to Houston. He tells us he's been in talks with Expand's interim CEO, who says outside of executive leadership, none of its 500 Oklahoma City jobs will be relocated. 4:08 your time right now. Oklahoma County's Jail Trust has come out in support of a sales tax to support its operations and a future jail. 6 members at a meeting on Monday voted unanimously to endorse the idea to county commissioners. The county commissioners have not yet agreed on an actual proposal for a sales tax, but they are looking to earn the support of the Greater Oklahoma City Chamber of Commerce.
We have to have a jail. Ideally, if we could get by without a jail, that'd be really cool, but it doesn't work that way. And if you're going to have one, you have to properly finance it.
So the endorsement from the Jail Trust is more ceremonial. All the power still remains with county commissioners to send a sales tax proposition to voters. Speaking of voting, today is election day for several races all across the state. Oklahoma City and Midwest City voters will be deciding a new mayor. In Norman, several city leadership spots are also on the ballot. How about in Edmond? Voters will decide on 2 big bond proposals for the district. The first one asking for $100 million to complete construction on 2 new schools, an elementary and a middle school. The second bond is asking for $3.6 million to buy new school buses. If approved, they say those bonds wouldn't raise property taxes. The Deer Creek School District also asking voters to approve a $153 million bond to fund construction of a new high school building, an indoor multi-purpose field, and improvements to facilities. The district says this bond also would not raise taxes. Keep in mind, polls are open at 7 a.m. this morning, and once the ballots are counted, we'll have all the results for you over at news9.com. 4:10 on your election day. Let's turn to the Bob Mills Weather Center. Talk about what we can expect out the door today. Megan?
Well, the cold front is on the way. It's up in the north and west. Today will still be a windy day, and temperatures will be about 20 degrees cooler than what we had yesterday. So the 80s, they are gone. There's a slight chance for a few showers, and then our big rainmaker is still on track for the weekend. We'll talk about how much rain do we see. Also, who sees a few showers today? That's coming up.
And how about this? Coming up, an emotional moment inside the Paycom Center. The Thunder's first-round pick, Nikola Topic, back on the court after months of cancer treatment. How his comeback unfolded, we'll show you ahead. Few weeks it's been. We go from the deep cold and snow to nearly record temperatures yesterday. It was so warm.
Things
but it also
change so fast around here.
Also brought fires, and now we got to think back in that mindset of like, okay, how are we staying on top of the fire danger that exists as well?
And we need the rain. And the good part is we do have a really good storm system lined up for the weekend, which will help. It'll put a dent in the drought, but it's not going to totally alleviate all of our problems. We made it to 81 degrees yesterday. The record was 84, so thank goodness we fell short, because I think I was going to lose my mind if we broke that one. everyone. It was a big time warm day. You combine that with the low humidity. Again, our winds were just not out of control. They were actually stronger up in the panhandle, but in the areas that we did have fires, winds out of the south 20 to 30, maybe a gust or two to 35. And we did have numerous grass fires break out. They started to burn out of control, and then thankfully crews were able to get them under control pretty quickly. So our storm trackers, Val Castor, Kyle Wilson, the whole gang were out yesterday trying to just pinpoint where these fires were and get to them. And unfortunately, as you can see there from Bob Mills Sky News 9, our Mason Dunn up over some structures that were lost in the Shawnee area right off of I-40. So it's very possible a chain dragging or a cigarette thrown out the window caused that fire, and look at all the acres burned there off of I-40. So thinking about all the folks impacted by these fires, and I think if we don't get more rain, this is going to become a bigger issue. And we always talk about our fire season. We have that here in Oklahoma as we go into your February, March, April, until we really get into a wetter pattern with severe and even rain chances in the forecast. So the good news, as we go into your Friday and your Saturday, we're tracking a big rainmaker and looking at the latest data. The highest rainfall amounts, what is locked in is I think from east of I-35, especially south and east, there will be totals 2 to 3 inches of rain. The biggest question is up in the north and west. Some data says as far as Alva down to Clinton, you pick up 1 to 2 inches. Some data says you're on the lower end of things, but this does look to be a statewide rain for us, and boy, do we need it, and are we excited about it. From yesterday, again, nearly 24 fires. Some of these were prescribed burns, and then several of these were fires that started for who knows what reason, but with a south wind, the smoke traveled from the south up to the north, and these little red dots here, what you're seeing, those are fires. So some of these off into eastern Oklahoma, the winds were lighter. They were prescribed burns. Maximum wind gusts in Oklahoma City yesterday, 28 miles per hour. You go out to Clinton, to Elk City, winds at about 25 to 35, and then up in the panhandle to 40 miles per hour. On top of that, 81 degrees yesterday, and as we've been talking about the big time warmth, it was not just us here in Oklahoma, all the way down into Texas, New Orleans, 77 yesterday, 70 in El Paso, 85 in Phoenix, and then Wichita, 76. This time of year, you would expect to see much colder temperatures up to the north, especially across the Dakotas. 45 degrees in Bismarck, North Dakota, not bad at all. North Platte, 72, and 75 in Omaha. Now things change today. We have a cold front moving through, a few showers down to the south, and what you're seeing down here is kind of our storm number 1 that we've been talking about. So those showers are going to spread up to the north and to the east, and a slight chance that 1 or 2 of those sneaks into the metro. What you're really going to notice today is the increase in the cloud cover. As we go into your Wednesday, your Thursday, I think fire danger becomes a concern again with the south wind before our second storm arrives, and that is your statewide rain and storm maker. Still watching for a severe weather risk. I think that risk overall is low. It's going to be a wet, a cool day for us, but regardless, we'll watch that very closely. And then again into early next week, fire danger increases again out ahead of our next storm system that will crank up our winds and maybe even another cold shot there. Here is the live look from our Lucky Star Skycam network. Mostly cloudy. The clouds filtered in overnight. 55 is our temperature right now. So very mild out the door. Upper 50s and a few spots in the low 60s. There are 40s to the north. There's today's cold front. Winds back behind it. 30 to 35 miles per hour. So northwestern Oklahoma, you have a very windy morning through midday headed your way, and highs today from the upper 70s and low 80s to the mid to low 50s, 59 in Oklahoma City, and a little warmer down to the south. Tonight, temperatures fall into the upper 20s and the low 30s. And for this afternoon and evening, a few sprinkles, higher chance for showers down to the south. We'll talk more about this rainmaker as it heads our way for the weekend, but overall, it's quite a bit of an up and down here on your 9-day. Today's cold front, it cools us off. A big time warm up on Thursday to 72 degrees. Friday, a 40% chance for showers and an 80% chance for rain and thunderstorms on Saturday. Colby, over to you.
Megan, thank you. Hey, how about this incredible sight Monday night inside the Paycom Center? Thunder first-round pick Nikola Topic back on the basketball court after months of testicular cancer treatment. He made his debut last night for the Oklahoma City Blues, the G League. Our Chris Williams was there.
It has been a long road for Nikola Topic getting to this point. He was drafted by the Thunder in 2024, but missed his entire first year with a knee injury. Then he played in Summer League and a little bit of preseason before that shocking cancer diagnosis in late October. Well, now a welcome sight. Nikola Topic taking the floor for a real game here at the Paycom Center, playing for the OKC Thunder developmental team, the Oklahoma City Blue. Topic only played for 16 minutes, but he scored 7 points and had an impressive 7 assists in that time. And most important of all, he's back to doing what he loves.
It's just so cool to see kind of not only like that he was able to like kind of go out there and just be him, but like the attitude towards it, like just kind of joking around on the bench. Just, you could tell he was very excited to play basketball. And it just was very, I think it just rubbed off on the guys tonight. Like everybody was having a lot of fun just playing with him.
I'm just really proud of him and just seeing him crack a smile, being out there on the court again, doing what he enjoys, doing what he loves to do, being out there with his teammates. I mean, there were so many positive things just from him stepping on the floor and stepping in between those lines and competing.
Thunder guard AJ Mitchell was drafted the same year as Nikola Topic. He's injured right now, so he didn't make the trip to LA with the Thunder. Instead, he was right here at the Paycom Center sitting courtside so he could support his teammate. And guys, it was a special moment seeing Nikola Topic take the court again. Just a matter of time before he's back with the Thunder. Reporting from the Paycom Center, I'm Chris Williams.
So many people so excited to see that. Really haven't seen him in a lot of action.
Right.
When drafted him, he had some injury to his ACL, and so then finally when he's getting over that and that surgery, it's like, oh no, this diagnosis.
Back-to-back setbacks,
Yeah.
and now he's back.
I love to see it. He's obviously, it means a lot for his teammates.
Yeah.
Talk about motivation. So great reporting there from Chris Williams. Glad to see Topic back on the court. Hey, coming up, after a brief hold, the Oklahoma City Monopoly board is back, this time with the right skyline. Do you remember this? Do you remember this? We'll show
Thank goodness.
Yeah, we'll show you what you can add to your board game collection coming up next.
After a brief hold, OKC's Monopoly board is available once again.
Hey, you might remember this. Shortly after it was revealed, there was a mix-up noticed on the board. It featured Tulsa's skyline, not Oklahoma City's.
No way.
What's up with that?
At least they got the state right.
They're like, it's somewhere in there.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, so the updated version now available to buy. And for this mix-up, Hasbro, you do not get to pass go. You do not get to collect your $200. Glad they got it fixed. Glad they got it fixed. We were just talking about this. I really want to play this. You're a big Monopoly fan.
I love Monopoly.
Are you,
oh my gosh, my family played.
Are you like a ruthless player?
I just have these vivid memories of playing with my family, and I had this uncle that would slide me his money under the table, so I would always win, and my family couldn't figure out how. So it's just a fun game,
yeah,
you know?
It was the opposite. My dad and brother were ruthless. It's like by the end of the game, all my properties are in hawk. I'm crying. No, it wasn't that bad. But I grew up in a Monopoly house. We loved to play.
Yeah, I think most of us did.
Yeah, looking forward to that one. Hey, how are we looking today?
So cold front hits today, much cooler from upper 70s, low 80s. We're talking 50s and 60s today. Out the door this morning, we do have cloud cover that has streamed in during the overnight hours and a very warm 55.
Okay.
55 out the door in early February. Temperatures in the 60s to the east of I-35. That cold front up to the north, and it is going to bring in a strong north wind. So northwestern Oklahoma, get ready for a very windy morning. We'll talk more about it. And our big rainmaker arrives this weekend. That's coming up.
55 is cool compared to 81. It's going to feel cold out there.
Right.
Glad you're with us this morning. Robin and Lacey are going to join us. Good morning, George. How you doing?
Here he is.
Back after this. Right now at 4:30, families are forced from their homes as a wildfire races near Shawnee, burning at least 50 acres. I'm Colby Thelen. When officials decided to lift those evacuation orders.
A second major energy company based in Oklahoma City, Expand Energy, announces it's moving its headquarters to Houston. I'm Lacie Lowry. Coming up, what it could mean for Oklahoma's economic future.
And it is election day for many right here in Oklahoma. I'm Robin Marsh. What you need to know before you head to the ballot box. We'll talk with our Brianna Brown all about it coming up next on 9.
Live from downtown Oklahoma City, Oklahoma's own News 9 starts now.
Waking up early start on our, is it Tuesday? Yes.
Tuesday.
Election day.
Yeah.
Yes, 4:30. Glad you're waking up with us. And boy, it feels like springtime out there. What'd you do yesterday?
Walked the dogs. It felt like the whole neighborhood was out and about. It was so warm. It's like, how is this February?
81 degrees in February.
Unbelievable,
Wild.
right?
But we got a cold front on the way. Let's talk to Megan about it. Megan, good morning.
Good morning, guys. 81 degrees. We fell short of the record, but boy, it felt more like May than it did February. And with low humidity and south winds with the warm temperatures, we had numerous fires take off. Our storm trackers were out, and I'll show you the video from those coming up here in just a few minutes. Today, it's all about the cold front that moves through. A much cooler day for us, from the upper 70s and the low 80s to the 50s and the 60s. There is a chance for a few showers and watching moisture down to the south and west that will eventually spread up to the north and to the east. Cloud cover has filtered in while you were asleep last night, and a very mild start to the day. 55 is our temperature right now, 64% humidity, and we have 60s across the metro. The cold front up in the north and west. There it is, with winds gusting to 35. Back behind it, a south wind at about 10 to 15 miles per hour. But you go up again, back behind the front with a very strong north wind. As that front sinks to the south, we'll have winds gusting to 35 and 40 miles per hour up in the northwest, which will cause concern for fire danger again. That front makes it to Oklahoma City sometime later morning, and then winds should diminish as it sinks to the south. So as we go through the rest of the week, it's all about our big rainmaker that arrives for the weekend. Rainfall amounts look amazing. We'll talk more about it coming up here in just a few minutes.
Megan, thank you. Evacuation orders are now lifted hours after a fast-spreading wildfire near Shawnee. You have to see the smoke captured by Bob Mills and Sky News 9 or Mason Dunn up there above the scene. Residents were forced out of their homes right around 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon. Emergency crews say that fire burned at least 50 acres, destroying a home and a shop. The good news, no one was hurt.
4 people are in custody this morning for a standoff at a home in southwest Oklahoma City. A huge presence there yesterday. It was about 2 p.m. yesterday afternoon near Southwest 29th in Portland. Oklahoma City police say it started as a welfare check after someone heard gunshots being fired inside the home. Police rushed over. They brought the TAC team in. They were able to finally get inside the home and say they did find evidence of gunfire. All 4 people inside were arrested. No one was injured. The investigation now underway.
Oklahoma City police are investigating 4 homicides and no arrests. 2 of them happened near Northwest 10th in Virginia. In fact, the first one was on Friday night. Investigators say officers found 2 men, Claude Bagby and Stanley Reed, both dead from that shooting.
I know investigators are still trying to interview people in the area and see if they can find surveillance video, those types of things to determine what happened.
Officers say at this point it's unclear what led up to the shooting. Another deadly shooting investigation is also underway, this time in southwest Oklahoma City. This was also Friday night at an apartment complex right near Southwest 36th and Penn. Police say there was some type of disturbance during a party, and that's when Brentley Mueller was shot. He was taken to the hospital where he died. A third shooting on the southwest side. It happened Saturday night near Penn and Exchange Avenue. Police say they found Samuel Johnson dead. Investigators say Johnson and his wife were home when someone shot him. Again, 4 homicides. No arrests have been made in any of these deadly shootings. If you know anything, please call the homicide tip number 297-1200. Police desperately need some help in finding those suspects.
The Oklahoma Highway Patrol is investigating a confrontation that ended with a man being shot and killed by law enforcement. Troopers say that they were called to a home in Wellston Sunday night. after a report of a man being suicidal. When Lincoln County deputies and troopers arrived there, investigators say the man pointed a gun at them. A trooper and a deputy opened fire, killing the man. The Lincoln County Sheriff confirms that man is 74-year-old Stephen Pence. The troopers, we've learned, involved are on routine administrative leave.
I don't know how to move forward yet. I mean, I don't know how to help my sister and brother-in-law do that. I don't know.
Heartbreak in Osage County. Two families grieving the loss of two young boys, two friends, who died after drowning in a creek over the weekend. We now know their names are Emmett Bennett and Talon Winery. They died from drowning after falling through thin ice on Bird Creek Saturday night in Avant. They were only 8 and 9 years old. News 9 spoke with Emmett's aunt about the night she will never forget.
They thought he was in the water. We thought maybe he couldn't not be in the water, just scared because he saw his friend, you know? So we kind of had really high hopes.
Many people have stepped up to support the families. So much heartbreak in this. And now some faith leaders are planning a prayer vigil today and a town-wide celebration in honor of the boys. You can also donate to their GoFundMes to bury them. Those links are at news9.com.
Well, the other big story that we are following, a major shakeup from one of the biggest energy producers in America. Expand Energy is moving its corporate office here from Oklahoma City to Houston, Texas.
This move comes exactly 1 week after Devon Energy announced the same decision, relocating to Texas. News 9's Kylee Dedmon has been following this story. She joins us live with more, especially from the State Chamber of Commerce. Kylee, good morning.
Hey, Lacey, good morning. Yes, this is a major move for Expand Energy, and it's leaving many Oklahomans and Oklahoma leaders wondering what could happen to the Sooner State. Now, the company announcing that they will relocate in the middle of this year, although an exact date has not yet been announced. Expand Energy also announcing the move will primarily consist of their executive leadership team, leaving about 500 employees here in Oklahoma City. Now, President and CEO of the State Chamber of Oklahoma, Chad Warmington, says having some jobs still in Oklahoma is a positive sign.
I know that Houston's probably a tougher place to go find those people in terms of the competition for those jobs, and having them here in Oklahoma and already doing good work, I think is one of our calling cards.
Now, the company says Oklahoma City will still be a center for Expand's business and operations, and also saying that they are committed to Oklahoma City employees and the local community. Reporting live outside Expand Energy's corporate headquarters, Kylee Dedmon, Oklahoma's own News 9.
Along with this move, Expand Energy appointed a new interim president and CEO. The company says the board of chairmen has already started their search for a permanent CEO.
Oklahoma County's Jail Trust has come out in support of a sales tax to support its operations and a future jail. 6 members of that committee met on Monday. They voted unanimously to endorse the idea to county commissioners. The county commissioners have not yet agreed, though, on an actual proposal for a sales tax. They are looking to earn the support of the Greater Oklahoma City Chamber of Commerce.
We have to have a jail. Ideally, if we could get by without a jail, that'd be really cool, but it doesn't work that way. And if you're going to have one, you have to properly finance it.
The endorsement from the Jail Trust is more ceremonial. All the power still remains with the county commissioners to send a sales tax to voters.
All right, a big win for the Oklahoma City Thunder on their way to Los Angeles last night. MVP Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and the current NBA leading scorer Luka Doncic out for the Lakers, both of them out. A big comeback, though, for Thunder guard Jalen Williams. J-Dub looking good after that big hamstring injury. He was out for several games. He scored 23 points, 15 in the second half.
Let's go.
Way to go. Oklahoma City wins at 119-110. Oklahoma City heads to Phoenix for a Wednesday night tip-off against the Suns.
Wow, such immediate impact. So glad to have him back.
Yes.
Caruso, another one, had a huge night against his former team.
It's so crazy.
Yeah.
Like the injuries, the top 2 stars for both teams are out, and both teams say we'll still play. And it was still a great game.
J-Dub, 23 points. LeBron, 22.
Too
One of
bad,
them,
LeBron.
one of them calls themselves king, though. I'll just put it that way.
I love J-Dub's back, though.
Yes,
Yes.
we need
That's
it.
a boost to the
good to have him.
morale.
For sure. All right, we're talking a nice boost from the sun.
Hey.
All right. It was so gorgeous yesterday. I mean, it was so nice to be outside.
It was stunning, but it was way too warm for February, right? It was a really nice treat. Today will be so much different. Cloud cover has been building in during the overnight hours from the southwest, and that storm system that we've been talking about, the first of two, it brings the cloud cover and it brings a slight chance for a few showers and sprinkles. A cold front comes through this morning, bringing in a strong north wind. We'll talk about how much cooler temperatures are today compared to yesterday. It's a big change that's coming up.
And it's election day across Oklahoma with mayoral races, city leadership contests, and major school bond proposals all on the ballot. What will you be deciding on? It's coming up.
All right, 443, so warm yesterday, and I liked it. You keep on saying it was too warm,
Well,
too
it was
warm.
really nice, but okay, so I took my little dog
Okay.
in a car
Jenna,
ride.
okay.
She's over there panting like it's 100 degrees. I opened up the
She went
window
too
for
hard.
her. I had the
She
air
went too
conditioner.
hard.
She's like, I'm used to the 20s, Mom.
It's all about Jenna,
it is
right?
all about Jenna. I'm just living in her world. Guys, this is crazy. So when you look at the first 9 days of February, it's actually the warmest first 9 days of February on record with an average high temperature of 65 degrees after yesterday. So we were in 9th place yesterday. Now we're in first place because of
Here we go,
that
number
81.
one.
Yeah, exactly. We're always number one. So we also have to talk about the wildfires, and we'll do that here in just a moment. But again, an average high temperature of 65. That is significant. 80 81 was our high yesterday. We had a gusty south wind. We had low humidity, and that was a recipe for fires to break out. If we can go ahead in control room and take video, our storm trackers were out all afternoon and evening long, keeping an eye on numerous grass fires that broke out. Of course, we don't know the specific causes of these, but I tell you what, it was really just kind of the perfect combination. Unfortunately, we did lose several structures up near the Shawnee area from a fire that took off and burned 50 acres right near I-40, and that it's very possible that was from a cigarette or from a chain that was being dragged. So this is kind of a warning here as we go into our driest months of the year, our windiest months of the year. If we don't get good rain, this is going to become more of an issue, and that's what we don't want to see happen. So maximum winds yesterday here in the metro up to about 30 miles per hour. You got into western Oklahoma, 30 to 40, in the panhandle, 40 miles per hour. So it wasn't a flat out windy day it was windy, but by Oklahoma standards, and when you compare to last year's wildfire outbreak when we had winds 60 to 70 miles per hour, that was nothing. So if we end up with days with much, much stronger winds, we have fires that burn out of control. So what you're seeing here, these red dots, these are the fires from yesterday, and a lot of these are controlled burns off into eastern Oklahoma where the winds are much lighter. Really still not a day to do any type of burning. And then the smoke plumes traveling from the south to the north because of that southerly wind. So air quality was impacted, and thankfully crews were able to get on these fires and really get them out pretty quickly. Now today, it's all about the change in temperatures, a cold front coming through, and a wind advisory in effect across the north and west because of winds that are going to increase as that cold front moves on through. So there is some chillier air up to the north, 30s and 40s compared to our 50s and 60s. And so today the temperatures will be about 20, 23 degrees cooler than what we had yesterday. Watching moisture that is spreading in from kind of the southwest to the north and east, and that is what eventually lifts up into southern Oklahoma with a chance for a few showers today. We'll also have an increase in cloud cover. So let me walk you through future next gen. This morning, we're dry. It's around lunchtime that we'll start to see showers and a few sprinkles building into southern Oklahoma. Most of this stays down to the south, but it's possible a few sprinkles work their way into the metro, at least down to the south sides, and then it is out of here by overnight tonight. Here is the live look from our Lucky Star Skycam network. 55 is our temperature right now under mostly cloudy skies, and our temperatures, this is a good 10 to 15 degrees above where our afternoon highs should be. So significant warmth this morning from that cloud cover. 53 in El Reno, 61 in Midwest City, 63 in Hera, and 60 in Pink, 40s up to the north, and there is today's front. Winds back behind it are rushing in from the north with gusts to 30 and 35, and as it sinks to the south, we'll have gusts to nearly 40 miles per hour. So any fires that took off yesterday, it's possible that they reignite this morning, and we'll watch that very closely. This afternoon, low to mid 50s to the north, 59 in Oklahoma City, and warmer down to the south under mostly cloudy skies. About a 10 to a 20% chance for a sprinkle or two. Higher chances down near Ada, Atoka to McAllister, and down in southern Oklahoma. That's storm number one. That's out of here. And as we go to your Thursday, I think fire danger is a concern again before our big statewide rain and storm maker arrives for your Friday into your Valentine's Day. And I think Saturday is a very wet day. And then early next week, fire danger returns. So here's the good news. This big rainmaker that we have been talking about, the rainfall amounts with it look so very impressive. Looking at some of the latest data, it keeps kind of the north and west in the lower total. Some data keeps 1 to 2 inches all the way out into western Oklahoma. But as of right now, I think from Oklahoma City down to the south and to the east is where we'll see the highest amounts. You could see locally isolated areas of 2 to 3 plus. So good rains, and we need several more storms just like it. Your Saturday, an 80% chance for rain and thunderstorms, a high of 53, warming it back into the 70s by next week, guys. Back over to you.
Megan, thanks. More than half of Norman's city council seats are up for grabs as voters gear up to cast their ballots this election day. Let's go to Brianna Brown. She joins us live with what voters in Norman could see on the ballot today. Brianna?
Yes, that's right. Now here, Norman, 5 of Norman's 8 city council seats are open, and that's 13 candidates running across those 5 open seats. Now, 2 of those ward seats actually come as with unexpired terms, which means that 2 of the city council members did resign last year. Now, that being Michael Nash, who resigned from Ward 5 in August, and Bree Montoya, who resigned from Ward 3 in September. Now, candidates are running to fill those seats in Ward 5 and 3, along with Wards 2, 4, and 6. And now you can find the whole list of those ballots here on the OK Voter portal, but you can also know that with these Norman City Council votes, that if 50, these have to have, with the votes that are 3 or more candidates, you have to have 50% plus 1 vote, or else it will run to an April runoff election. Now, we'll keep you updated here. You want to stick with News 9. Here live in Oklahoma City, Brianna Brown for Oklahoma's Own News 9.
All right, Brianna, thanks so much. Also on the ballot today, Oklahoma City and Midwest City voters are deciding on a new mayor. There are several items on ballots all across really the state of Oklahoma. In fact, in Edmond, voters will be deciding on 2 big bond proposals for the district. We're also watching several other school bond issues as well.
Deer Creek, another one, has major, I think, $153 million bond. So more than 50 items all across the state that voters are going to be deciding today.
Depending on where you live.
Exactly.
Yeah, polls open at 7 this morning, close at 7 tonight. Look for the results right here on News 9. We have more coming up right here on News 9. The NBA now investigating the Thunder after several key players actually sat out on a TV game against the Spurs. What the league's rules say and how much the Thunder could be fined, we'll talk about it next.
The renovations on Catoosa's Blue Whale on Route 66 have hit a milestone. That thing needs an upgrade, and it's getting it. Construction crews held a topping out ceremony for the new visitor center and signed the final beam before raising it into place. This new building will have an expanded gift shop, an event space, and historic art and photos about the Blue Whale's history. The renovations are still on schedule. They should be finished by the end of May.
Wonder what you get in a gift shop. Like a toy blue whale?
Stuffy whale.
You'll spend it on your kids, that's for sure.
Exactly right. Exactly.
Crazy, it's the 100th anniversary of Route 66.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's such a landmark up in northeastern Oklahoma. Yeah, big deal for a lot of families that stop and see it if they're on a road trip or just traveling
It's a
Oklahoma.
must see.
Absolutely. Hey, today much different than yesterday. We have a cold front coming through, cloud cover building in during the overnight hours, and you will notice mostly cloudy skies today. Yesterday was big time warmth, very, very dry. We had south winds that were very gusty, and we did have numerous wildfires break out. We'll talk more about it coming up. A few showers have developed down in southeastern Oklahoma, and as we go through the rest of the day, there's a slight chance for a sprinkle or two, an isolated shower, mainly on the southern sides of the metro. You go farther south into southern Oklahoma, and chances are much higher. So as that cold front comes through today, it's going to kick up winds out of the north with gusts to 30, 35, maybe even a gust or two to 40 this morning, and from 81 degrees yesterday to 59 degrees today. That's still 6 degrees above normal for this time of year, but a big change from where we've been. So our big rainmaker for the weekend, it is still on track. We'll talk more about how much rain we see. It's coming up here at 5 o'clock.
Need it. Need that rain.
Need it bad.
Bring it on. All right. Hey, still ahead here on News 9. Election day here all across Oklahoma. Mayors, city leaders, school bonds all up for votes today. Our Brianna Brown is going to continue to break down what you could see on your ballot. We're going to talk with her coming up at 5. Right now at 5 a.m., another energy giant is moving its headquarters out of Oklahoma City. This is just a week after Devon Energy said they're also leaving. I'm Colby Thelen. What state leaders are saying about this move?
It is Election Day Tuesday for voters in 60 counties across the state. I'm Robin Marsh. We break down the biggest issues and what you need to know before you head to the polls this morning.
I'm Lacie Lowry. Residents forced to evacuate after a major wildfire in Shawnee burns down at least 2 structures. Megan?
And we'll talk more about what those wildfires have done. Also about your weather for today. It's coming up.
Live from downtown Oklahoma City, Oklahoma's own News 9 starts now.
5 o'clock on your Tuesday. Good morning, Oklahoma. Hope you had a great Monday. It was warm. So many folks got out.
You needed the sunscreen on.
I know. My nose is a little bit burnt from yesterday. We're going to talk with Megan coming up. We do want to remind you we are live right now on the News 9 YouTube channel. Scan this QR code. It'll take you straight to the correct YouTube channel. You can watch. And then if you'll subscribe, you can hop into the live chat below the live stream, leave us a comment, a question, and we will read those throughout the show.
Yeah, we do want to start with this massive wildfire in Pottawatomie County. Our Mason Dunn and Bob Mills Sky News 9 flying over as crews work to put this fire out right near Shawnee.
We know at least 1 home and a shop were burned down. Evacuation orders have since been lifted.
Boy, that's the good news, but boy, it was kind of intense yesterday. And Megan Gold is in the Bob Mills Weather Center, kind of eyeing more about those fires yesterday. And they came up so quickly, Megan. Yeah,
they did. We had low humidity, very warm temperatures, and strong south winds, and that was really the perfect combination for those wildfires. At least a dozen fires, along with some controlled burns. On top of that, it was a very warm day. A high temperature of 81 degrees here in Oklahoma City, and humidity fell into the single digits and the teens in western Oklahoma. Winds 30 to 40 miles per hour. So really not out of the norm for us here in Oklahoma. If winds had been much stronger, I think we would have had even bigger issues, but really thinking about all the folks impacted by those fires. What you're seeing here, all these red dots, are the fires from yesterday, and a lot of these off into eastern Oklahoma were controlled burns. The smoke plumes from the south winds, the smoke carrying up to the north, and so air quality was a little impacted there. Now here on your Tuesday, the big story is a cold front coming through, and that brings us big changes for today. Also the chance for a few showers. A live look here from our Lucky Stars Skycam network. Clouds have filtered in during the overnight hours. 54 is our temperature right now, and we have 60s here in the metro. Up to the north, temperatures in the 40s, and behind that front, a very strong north wind. Get ready for gusts to 40 miles per hour up across the north and west. We'll talk more about our big rainmaker for the weekend. It's coming up.
Megan, thank you. Another major shakeup from an energy giant in the metro. Expand Energy is moving its corporate office from Oklahoma City to Houston, Texas.
Boy, devastating news yesterday. This comes exactly 1 week after Devon Energy basically said it was doing the same thing, moving the headquarters out of OKC down to Texas. Our Kylee Dedmon has reaction from the State Chamber of Commerce on the move. Kylee, what was the mood from the chamber?
Hey guys, yeah, this is a major move for Expand Energy, and it's leaving many Oklahomans and Oklahoma leaders wondering what could happen to the Sooner State. Now, Expand Energy announced that they will be relocating sometime in the middle of this year, although an exact date has not yet been announced. Expand Energy also announcing the move will primarily consist of their executive leadership team, leaving about 500 employees here in Oklahoma City. President and CEO of the State Chamber of Oklahoma, Chad Wormington, says having some jobs still in Oklahoma is a positive sign.
I know that Houston's probably a tougher place to go find those people in terms of the competition for those jobs, and having them here in Oklahoma and already doing good work, I think is one of our calling cards.
Now, along with this move, Expand Energy has appointed a new interim CEO. Now, with this new relocation, the company says that they are aimed at strengthening their relationships and working on their long-term goals. But they also say that Oklahoma City will still be a center point for Expand Energy's operations and businesses, and that they are committed to their Oklahoma City employees and the local community. Reporting live here at Expand Energy, Kylee Dedmon, Oklahoma's own News 9.
Yeah, they're from the campus over off Northwest 63rd and Western. Meanwhile, Governor Kevin Stitt says he is grateful that Expand has pledged to keep a significant workforce in Oklahoma. In his statement, the governor says he wants to, quote, get government out of the way to make Oklahoma the best for business, end quote. Expand's announcement comes just 1 week after energy giant Devon said it's moving its headquarters out of Oklahoma City to Texas to merge with Coterra Energy. Devon CEO said a majority of employees will stay in Oklahoma City. Local energy expert Steve Agee doesn't believe we should panic yet about the move.
Oklahoma has diversified its industries, and so 50 years ago, the oil and gas sector probably accounted for about 30% of our gross state product. And now it's probably down to about 12%.
At this point, Devon has not announced any layoffs or what the merger would mean for the Devon Tower, but the company did say it would reduce expenses by $1 billion. Your time now, 5:06. Oklahoma City police are investigating 4 homicides that happened just over the weekend, and they need the public's help. We'll start with Friday. Officers say victims Claude Bagby and Stanley Reed were found shot and killed near Northwest 10th and Virginia. That was Friday evening. Again, no suspects named in that case. And then that same night on the southwest side, police say a suspect ran away after shooting Brentley Mueller near Southwest 36th and Penn. Officers believe some sort of party ended with a disturbance and Mueller died at the hospital. The next day, Saturday, police say they found Samuel Johnson shot and killed at a home near Penn and Exchange. It was Saturday night. Penn and Exchange is near the Wheeler district. Now, police are asking anyone with information to call Crime Stoppers. No arrests have been made in any of those deadly shootings.
We are at an hour of desperation, and we need your help.
Just heartbreaking. Today's show co-host Savannah Guthrie making an urgent plea to the public as the search for her elderly mother Nancy enters a second week. Deputies in Tucson, Arizona plan to search Nancy's home again today. The FBI has not identified a suspect or even a person of interest so far.
Back here in the metro, more students at metro school districts we've learned have walkouts planned in protest of immigrations and customs enforcement. This is some of the video of the protests from last week at Mustang, Putnam City, and Edmond. We know El Reno high school students walked out yesterday. School leaders say this is not sponsored. High schoolers at Westmore, we understand, are planning a walkout for later today.
5:08 your time right now. Taking a live look at the state capitol. Lawmakers will consider a bill that would make it a crime to wear masks at riots. Republican Representative Mark Lepak filed that bill. It would make it a felony for people to wear a mask or face covering to hide their identity during a riot. Those caught destroying or vandalizing government buildings during a riot could also face additional felony charges. Opponents worry this could impact peaceful rallies and protests. The bill will be heard by a House committee at 2 p.m.
The NBA is investigating the Oklahoma City Thunder for the number of players who sat out during the nationally televised game against the San Antonio Spurs. Oklahoma City had 8 players out with injuries that night, including SGA, Chet Holmgren, and Jalen Williams. That means the team only had 8 roster players available that night. The Spurs won. The NBA actually has a rule against resting healthy players during nationally televised games. Any questionable absences could end in a $100,000 fine. The good thing for the Thunder is they said, hey, these guys really are injured, so they don't think anything's going to come of this investigation. But the NBA said, wow, that injury list is pretty long.
Yeah, injuries have been plaguing the Thunder for sure. But a little bit of good news from last night. The Thunder, first of all, we break a 2-game losing streak. We win on the road against the Lakers. And look who's back. J-Dub, Jalen Williams, back after missing. I didn't realize he was out 10 games with that hamstring injury. And, boy, he looked great last night. He had 23 points. Caruso looking good as well. So the Thunder travel to Arizona. We face the Suns tomorrow night.
There you go. The bench is so deep, so the Thunder always look great.
Someone's out.
There's nothing like having the whole team.
You're right.
Together.
Yeah. 10 games with a hamstring, and then it was the thumb before that.
Yeah.
So he's just really missed a lot of action this season. It's great to have him back. Immediate impact. Talk about that. Let's turn to the Bob Mills Weather Center right now. Megan Gold standing by. with a look at an impactful Tuesday, Megan.
Hey guys, today brings big changes. Yesterday, right around 80 degrees statewide, and we're talking temperatures 20 degrees cooler today from a cold front that is moving through. It'll bring in a gusty north wind, so the fires that we saw yesterday, if any of those are still being watched and trying to be contained, that could cause some issues with the wind shift. Down to the south and west, watching as our first storm of the week takes shape, and it will bring in some showers into southern Oklahoma. We'll talk more about storm number 2 for the weekend. Widespread rain. How much rain? It's coming up.
Coming up, it's election day for voters across 60 counties in the state. And in Oklahoma City, voters are selecting a new mayor. We talk all about the issues ahead here on News 9.
But first, Thunder guard Nikola Topic is back on the court for his first game since his cancer diagnosis. The inspiring highlights from the hardwood right after this.
All right, 5:14. We had so many fires yesterday. A lot of families had to evacuate as a result.
In the Shawnee and Pottawatomie County area.
Several structures that were lost. Thankfully, nobody hurt, but you know,
kind of a rude call though. In the middle of you know the day, you're like, you're out. Get out of your house.
Exactly. We knew fire danger would be moderate to high. We had very low humidity, very warm temperatures, and strong south winds. We've got the ongoing drought, and these are our driest months of the entire year. So when you have the ongoing drought, you need the rain, and then you get these storms coming in that produce big winds. It's kind of just a recipe for
We're
disaster.
kind of all over the place.
Yeah, we are. And today we are much cooler than what we had yesterday. Yesterday was near record-breaking warmth, and we're going to cool it down significantly today from a cold front. Let me show you the video from yesterday. We had storm trackers out across the state, Custer, Cleveland County. I guess we don't have the video. That's okay. But the good news is that we do have some good rain headed our way. So as we go Friday into Saturday, our big rainmaker, the much advertised rainmaker, 1 to 2 inches of rain likely from Oklahoma City down to the south and to the east. The biggest question remains, how much rain does western and northern Oklahoma get? If this storm continues to take more of a southerly track, then we may miss out on some of those higher totals. But regardless, I do think some of those drought-stricken areas south of Oklahoma City where severe drought has settled in, we will pick up some good moisture. So that is the good news. Here over the next 9 days, here are our rain chances. And we have a 20% chance for showers today, a very slight chance for a few sprinkles, an isolated shower or two, higher chances down in southern Oklahoma. And then for your Wednesday, your Thursday, we're dry, and then a chance for showers on Friday before rain and thunderstorm chances really bump up into your Saturday. And then we start another dry pattern, and fire danger may become a concern again. So to take you back to yesterday, what you're seeing here is this, some of the fires that we had. We had some up in Kingfisher and Custer County down to Cleveland County, and we also had controlled burns off into eastern Oklahoma. Really not a day to do any type of burning, but it's really, really important to note the conditions headed your way if you do plan to do that controlled burning. Now this morning, for any ongoing firefighting threats, we have a wind shift coming, which could cause a few issues when you have a south wind switching to a north wind. Cold front is coming in from the north, and look at winds gusting to 40 miles per hour. As that front sinks to the south, winds are only going to increase this morning, 35 to 40, maybe even 45 miles per hour in the northwest. And then by midday, they should start to come down. The cold front down in southern Oklahoma by late this afternoon with a south wind. So there's your front. There are wind advisories in effect across northwestern Oklahoma. A few showers ongoing across the south. And this is storm system number 1 with the moisture spreading in from the southwest up to the north and east. And that's what it's going to try and work its way into southern Oklahoma for later this afternoon and this evening. A few showers, a few sprinkles ongoing over Atoka right now up to Colgate, Kiowa, and McAllister. Very, very light, but that area of spin, the upper level low, that's that storm system number 1 that's helping pull in the moisture. It's a really weak storm, not a lot of moisture available with it, but we'll take any moisture we can get. Then you go off to the north and to the west, and we're watching 2 areas of spin that are going to kind of combine, and that will become Saturday's rainmaker. Here is the live look from our Lucky Star Skycam network. We've lost our temperature, but we're sitting right around 55 degrees this morning. Mostly cloudy skies. The clouds have been filtering in while you were sleeping, and we're very, very warm out the door. 55 in Yukon, 59 in Mustang, 58 and more, and 61 in Jones. Temperatures are in the 40s now, where the cold front is moving through, and this afternoon from nearly 80 degrees to the low to mid 50s across the north, with 60s down to the south and warmer where it takes the cold front to arrive. Mostly cloudy skies, and here are your rain chances for today. Again, much higher chances down in southern Oklahoma. Tonight, winds lighten up. It's a cold night for us, upper 20s and low 30s compared to the 50s and 60s of this morning. And tomorrow's a really nice day. Still 50s and 60s, no big warm up headed our way. So here's today's storm. It's out of here for your Thursday. I think we'll have fire danger as a concern again before our big weekend rainmaker arrives. A statewide rain and thunderstorm chance. Overall, severe risk looks low, but we'll watch that and monitor that as we get a little closer, see how much moisture we can pull in from the Gulf. And then early next week, I think fire danger, another big concern as we await our next storm system. Your full 9-day forecast here, 59 degrees today and tomorrow. A big warm up with a south wind on Thursday before our next front arrives. Saturday, your Valentine's Day, is a chilly and a wet day, guys. Back over to you.
An inspiring sight on the hardwood as Thunder guard Nikola Topic returns to court for the first time since he was diagnosed with cancer.
The first-round pick has been going through chemo for testicular cancer since last October.
Yeah, he debuted in the G League last night. Our Chris Williams has more.
It has been a long road for Nikola Topic getting to this point. He was drafted by the Thunder in 2024, but missed his entire first year with a knee injury. Then he played in Summer League and a little bit of preseason before that shocking cancer diagnosis in late October. Well, now a welcome sight. Nikola Topic taking the floor for a real game here at the Paycom Center, playing for the OKC Thunder developmental team, the Oklahoma City Blue. Topic only played for 16 minutes, but he scored 7 points and had an impressive 7 assists in that time. And most important of all, he's back to doing what he loves.
It's just so cool to see kind of not only like that he was able to like kind of go out there and just be him, but like the attitude towards it, like just kind of joking around on the bench. Just, you could tell he was very excited to play basketball. And it just was very, I think it just rubbed off on the guys tonight. Like everybody was having a lot of fun just playing with him.
I'm just really proud of him and just seeing him crack a smile, being out there on the court again, doing what he enjoys, doing what he loves to do, being out there with his teammates. I mean, there were so many positive things just from him stepping on the floor and stepping in between those lines and competing.
Thunder guard A.J. Mitchell was drafted the same year as Nikola Topic. He's injured right now, so he didn't make the trip to L.A. with the Thunder. Instead, he was right here at the Paycom Center sitting courtside so he could support his teammate. And guys, it was a special moment seeing Nikola Topic take the court again. Just a matter of time before he's back with the Thunder. Reporting from the Paycom Center, I'm Chris Williams.
Great update, Chris. Thank you. All right, coming up, freezing for a reason. Yeah, how Metro law enforcement supports Special Olympics Oklahoma athletes. We love that polar plunge. We'll show you next. Metro law enforcement taking the polar plunge over the weekend to raise money for Special Olympics Oklahoma. It's part of the annual campaign at Hurricane Harbor. They jump into freezing cold water, raising money, and organizers say it worked. They raised more than $65,000 for special needs athletes, and that's just in Oklahoma City.
That's awesome.
It was freezing the water, but they needed the sunscreen on because it was so hot out.
It was on Saturday, so it wasn't as cold as it could have been.
Yeah, they did it the Saturday before. They had to break the ice at the top of the water before they got in.
They've done it in a lot colder days, that's for sure.
Oh my God.
Well, you think, oh, we'll schedule it for February. It should be pretty cold. Not really. It hasn't been.
No, you never know. I love how much law enforcement in Oklahoma supports special needs athletes.
Yes.
It's so inspiring to see.
The torch run for the Special Olympics that they do from the Metro.
Polar plunges, you
so
name
cool.
it.
That's for sure.
Big time price that they brought in was $65,000.
There you go.
$65,000.
Awesome. Well done. Hey, let's turn to the Bob Mills Weather Center now. Megan Gold standing by. Not quite as warm today as yesterday, Megan, but still warm.
No, a big change from what we had yesterday. 81 in Oklahoma City yesterday, forecasting 59 today as a cold front hits later this morning. Along with this storm down to the south, it's bringing in cloud cover and a few showers, mainly to the south in southern Oklahoma. And then as we head into the weekend, it is all about our statewide rain and thunderstorm maker. We'll talk about how much rain do we see. It's coming up.
Can you just give me Morning, I'm Brianna Brown. More than half of Norman City Council seats are on the ballot. I'll have a preview of what voters need to know coming up at 5:30.
watching Oklahoma's own News 9 this morning.
Good Tuesday morning, Oklahoma. It is election day. There are polls in 60 different counties, and those open in just a few hours today.
And we have live team coverage to help you get ready for that vote. We'll preview the big issues on the ballot, including the city council seats up for grabs in Norman.
Yeah, polls open at 7 a.m. this morning. Our team coverage ahead. First, though, let's get over to Megan Gold. She's in the Bob Mills Weather Center this Tuesday morning. Megan, it's going to be a great day to get out and vote.
Guys, today actually much cooler than what we had yesterday with a high temperature of 81 degrees. When you look at all of our high temperatures from the 1st through yesterday, we are the warmest start to February on record with an average high temperature of 65 degrees. On top of that, we had numerous fires across the state from low humidity and a gusty south wind. We'll talk more about that coming up, but let's get to today. Cold front moving in, wind advisories up across the north and west, and a few showers down in southern Oklahoma. Temperatures in the 30s and 40s up to the north, and here in the state 50s and 60s. It is a very, very warm start to the day. Those are actually above what should be our afternoon highs. There's your cold front. Temperatures are in the 40s. Back behind it, and winds have been gusting to nearly 45 miles per hour out of the north. Out ahead of it, a breezy south wind. And as that cold front moves to the south through the morning, we'll have winds again 35 to 40, even 45 miles per hour in the north and west. So any fires that we had yesterday, if those firefighting efforts are still ongoing, that wind shift could be a little tricky. The cold front here at Oklahoma City later this morning, down to the south and east from there. We'll talk about how much cooler we are today and our big rainmaker for the weekend. It's coming up.
Megan, thanks so much. We do want to remind you right now we are live streaming on the News 9 YouTube channel. Scan the QR code right there on your screen. Subscribe, leave us a question, a comment. We're monitoring those, and we'll be talking about it throughout the newscast. 5:31, other headlines right now. It is election day for voters in 60 counties today. The polls open at 7 a.m. in about an hour and a half.
And there is a lot on the ballot today, depending on where you live. We're going to focus this morning right now on Norman's city council seats. A lot up for grabs. News 9's Brianna Brown is live with more on which city council seats are set to be filled in Norman. Brianna?
Good morning. Yes, 5 of Norman's 8 city council seats will be on ballots for voters today, with 13 candidates running across all of those 5 open seats. Now, 2 of those wards actually come after an unexpired term, and this comes after 2 city council members resigned last year. Now, that's Michael Nash, who resigned from Ward 5 in August, and Bree Montoya, who resigned from Ward 3 in September. Now, candidates are now running to fill those seats in Ward 5 and 3, along with Ward 2, 4, and 6. Now, Norman City Council elections followed standard election protocols. So in races with 3 or more candidates, if no one gets 50% plus 1 vote, then we will go to a runoff election in April. Now, you will want to stick with News 9 as we'll have coverage all throughout the morning and today here in Oklahoma City. Brianna Brown for Oklahoma's own News 9.
All right, Brianna, thank you. Some other big elections that we are watching. Oklahoma City voters will decide the mayor. Incumbent David Holt is running for a 3rd term. He's facing challenger Matthew Polaris, the only challenger. We did offer both candidates an interview back in December. Polaris declined.
Meanwhile, on the northeast portion of the state, Oklahomans there will be picking between Republican Dylan Travis and the Democrat Luke Cruz to fill the empty House District 35 seat. It was held by Ty Burns. He resigned after pleading guilty to domestic abuse and assault charges back in 2024. There are also some big school bonds on the ballots, millions of dollars on the line. Edmond Public Schools asking for $136 million in bonds to build an elementary and middle school. That money would also go to safety and security upgrades. The district also has over $3 million in bond proposals to buy some new school buses and other vehicles for the Edmond Public School District. Leaders there say the bonds will not raise property taxes.
And Deer Creek Public Schools has a $150 $53 million bond proposal to build a new high school, a new band room, a new indoor practice field, and the district's first warehouse building. Deer Creek says if passed, it will not raise taxes from their current level. Also, Embark is offering Oklahoma City voters free rides to the polls today. That includes the Oklahoma City streetcar, rapid buses, fixed route buses, as well as Zone 1 ADA paratransit services. The schedule is on their website. Again, polls opened 7 to 7 today. We will have the results from the races later tonight on news9.com and, of course, during our 10 p.m. newscast.
Oklahoma's statewide charter school board denies an application to establish a taxpayer-funded Jewish virtual charter school. The Florida-based Ben Gamla charter school system applied last month to launch virtual Jewish education for K-12 students here in Oklahoma. But board members said they can't approve it after the U.S. Supreme Court ruled against opening a publicly funded Catholic charter school in the state.
I am troubled by the fact that our hands are tied by the state Supreme Court decision, but I think we have to honor it, and it's a very clear directive.
Ben Gamla's attorney told us previously that they plan to appeal any denials.
Oklahoma's Free Speech Committee will meet today to review recommendations for the University of Oklahoma. That meeting comes a few months since a failed Bible essay put OU in the national spotlight. This is the girl that wrote it right here. OU ended up firing graduate teaching assistant Mel Kurth after the student, junior Samantha Fulnicki, filed a complaint when Kurth failed her essay. Fulnicki claimed Kurth religiously discriminated against her for citing the Bible in her essay. Kurth right here has denied the allegations and is appealing that termination. Now, the Free Speech Committee will meet at noon. They are under the Board of Regents. We'll be following any decisions.
We do want to mention one state lawmaker who is on that Free Speech Committee is hoping to pass a new law that would actually ban grades from being evaluated on a student's opinion or belief. The bill was filed by Republican Representative Chad Caldwell. So if passed, it would require state institutions to only grade a student based on their attendance and academic performance. The state regents would be able to withhold state funds from institutions who do not comply. That bill will be heard by a House committee today. We'll be watching. Representative Caldwell is not only a member of the committee, he filed the bill that created it. He told us back in December that he commended the University of Oklahoma for going through the full review process for the Fulnicki case and protecting a student's right.
5:37 yesterday, so warm. We reached 81 degrees.
Ooh, I'm telling you, everyone in the neighborhood was out.
Yeah, it's pretty wild, but what we desperately need is rain. And we
So dry, yeah.
It's so dry. We have some good news, though. Let's turn to the Bob Mills Weather Center. Megan Gold standing by. Hey, Megan.
Hey, guys. Tracking our next rainmaker. It is still on track for the weekend, and it looks to give us some rain that we so desperately need. This morning, the big change is that a cold front is moving through the north and west. Temperatures are in the 40s, out ahead of it, 50s and 60s, and behind that front, winds are gusting to 40 and 45 miles per hour, and those winds will continue to spread east through the morning. We'll talk about how much cooler temperatures are today. Big changes compared to yesterday, and that rainmaker for the weekend, it's coming up.
And taking a look at the Lucky Star Skycam network, this is our Integris Cam, Lake Hefner Parkway, Northwest Expressway. We're going to have a traffic report to get you ready for that morning drive. It's right after this.
Families were forced to evacuate from this massive wildfire in Pottawatomie County yesterday. Goodness, look at those flames. Our Mason Dunn in Bob Mills Sky News 9 flew over as crews worked to put out the fire in Shawnee. You could see the smoke for miles. We know at least one home and a shop burned down, unfortunately. This morning, evacuation orders have been lifted, but just incredible video from Pottawatomie County.
Yeah, Megan, you were saying that it's a good thing that the winds were on the lighter side. Not if there had been really strong winds, it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, I mean, our winds probably in Shawnee were only gusting to 25 miles per hour. So had they been 40, 50, 60 miles per hour, even stronger like we had last year, it could have been a much different story. But it was a high fire danger day. We had very low humidity, very warm temperatures, and then the winds on top of that with the ongoing drought, and we definitely need the rain. So the hope is that this does not become more of a current and kind of an ongoing issue. But remember, we do have a fire season, and this is kind of when it starts to ramp up. The driest months of the year and the times of the year where we get these storms coming in that really crank up our winds. So the last time that we had a good rain here in Oklahoma City was back about a month ago on January 8th. Now, disclaimer, whenever we had the snow, it was 8.5 inches of snow. When you give the liquid equivalent to that, so the standard is 10 inches of snow to 1 inch of water, and when you have colder temperatures, that ratio can change, but the snowfall actually only boils down to less than half of an inch of water. So it helped, but it didn't do as much help as we needed. The last time we had an inch of rain was back in October. So we're hurting for rain, and there is very high hopes for accumulating rainfall as we go into the weekend. Taking a look across the state, when you look up to the north towards Alva, Medford, up into the Panhandle, it has been 75 to 80 days since measurable rain, and boy, do we need it. So I do think that the rain that comes in this weekend, higher amounts will be from Oklahoma City off to the south and to the east, but with the track of the storm system, that can always change, and we can have higher amounts up in the north and west, and I'll show you those here in just a second. To take you back to yesterday, we had Jed and Justin here, our entire team of storm trackers out in the field, and as these storms started to show up on radar and infrared imagery, as these hot spots, we had them go out, and they did a great job tracking these fires and trying to keep Oklahomans safe. Nearly 24 fires yesterday, and what you're seeing here are the smoke plumes. So with a southerly wind, the smoke from the fires would travel up to the north, and we did have controlled burns off into eastern Oklahoma, so not all of these were fires that started from cigarettes or chains dragging, but on a day like yesterday, we all have to do the things that we can do to keep those fires from breaking out, and thankfully crews did a great job of getting them under control. Now let's talk about the good news. The good news is that Friday into Saturday, rain chances ramp back up. There's a slight chance for a few showers later today, a few sprinkles, mainly down in southern Oklahoma, but I think the highest amounts again will be from Oklahoma City to the south and to the east. Some data says there will be bullseyes of 2 to 3 inches, and that would be in southeastern Oklahoma. So notice the lower totals up to the north and to the west. Some data says western Oklahoma, you get up to an inch and a half of rain. So that may change some here in the coming days as we really fine tune this forecast. A slight chance for a sprinkle, a shower or two today, especially on the southern sides of the metro. And then Friday, about a 30 to a 40% chance for a few showers. Not all data has that, but some data does. And then overnight Friday into your Saturday, your Valentine's Day is a very wet day, at least into mid-afternoon. And then I think by dinner time, the rain really starts to wind on down, and we may have a few strong storms in there. We're watching that as well. Back to today, cold front coming in, the upper level storm system associated with it, with snow across the Great Lakes. More snow for them. They've had so much. That is up to the north and to the east, and moisture spreading in from the southwest. We've also had clouds building in from the overnight with this as well, and this lifts up to the north and to the east and will provide shower opportunities for later in the day. We've had a few showers showers and sprinkles down in southern Oklahoma over Atoka, Colgate to Kiowa, lifting up towards the McAllister and the Allen area. So that is storm number 1 here on your 9-day, mainly just a cloud cover deal. Tomorrow we'll have a little bit more sunshine. We'll have a north wind with us still. Temperatures in the upper 50s and the low 60s. And then by Thursday, a southerly wind returns. Fire danger will be high once again. And we warm it back up into the 70s before our big rainmaker arrives Friday and into Saturday. And again, I think this is a statewide rain and storm opportunity. The track of the low will be crucial to exactly the placement of those higher rainfall amounts. But I do again think there's a low severe risk. It's not high whatsoever, but we're watching that very closely. And then into early next week, fire danger becomes a big concern once again before our next storm system arrives. So February is definitely becoming more active. Here is the live look from our Lucky Stars Skycam network, our Chickasha camera. A very warm to mild 55 degrees this morning in the metro, low to mid to upper 50s and low 60s. And there is today's cold front, winds back behind it out of the north, gusting to 35. We've had gusts of 45 miles per hour. And as it sinks to the south, winds are going to pick up in the north and west. That wind field will spread to the east, and they should begin to diminish into kind of midday in the early afternoon. But for any ongoing firefighting efforts, that wind shift will make it a little tricky. From nearly 80 degrees yesterday, low to mid 50s up to the north, 59 degrees today, a little warmer down to the south. And here are your shower chances, a few sprinkles, higher chances down in southern Oklahoma. So your 9-day, kind of a wild ride. 59 today, tomorrow more sunshine. On Thursday, back to 72 degrees. Our next cold front hits and your rain chances go up on Friday. Saturday, a soggy, chilly day. We dry it out by Sunday, back to the 70s next week with fire danger returning. Guys, back over to you.
Megan, thanks so much. Let's see how we're doing on the morning drive. It's your Tuesday morning. We're almost at 6 a.m. and things looking good right on I-44 near Kelly Avenue. Taking a look at some of our city cams across the metro. There's the Kilpatrick Turnpike right at Memorial. Oh, glory, waving in the breeze there. A little windy start to the day. Other cameras across the metro. There's Broadway Extension. That looks like the busiest cam so far. There, everyone's headed into downtown. Colby, they're coming to see you.
Yeah, hey, come on.
Oh, man. Welcome this morning, and we're glad you're up with us this morning. One more cam I think we've got, possibly. We're looking at it
right after this.
There you, 3, 2, 1. There you go. Northwest Expressway doing A-OK this morning.
Hey, coming up, something that'll make you smile. A Metro Goodwill worker is celebrating 40 years on the job. Why his coworkers say he is the heartbeat of the operation. It's next. We are streaming live on our News 9 YouTube channel. We asked you to subscribe and leave a comment. And guys, we have a couple this morning.
All right, let's
We'll
go.
start with Ebony Seals. Ebony says, good morning.
All right, why don't you go ahead and read the next one, Lacey?
Renee says, Robin, I've been watching you since junior high, Taft Middle School.
They're now 60.
Day over 25.
We'd love to hear from loyal viewers.
Hey, I'll take them any way we can get them, right?
Oh, man. Well, hey, how about Matt? Matt says, I'm here.
Hey, there you go.
Glad
Step
you're
one.
here.
All we need. There we go. Step one, Matt. I
Me
am
too,
here.
Matt. I am here. I've been here.
made it.
I'm hoping I'll be here tomorrow. It is kind of interesting. It's like when I first started, you know, I've been in television literally 40 years.
Yes.
Is that crazy? And when I first started, they're like, wear more makeup, you need to look older. Now they're like, wear more makeup, you need to look younger. So I'm like, hey, I'm trying every day my best, guys. I'm telling you,
look
showing
great.
up. Here we
Hey,
go.
I am here. Like Matt said, I am here.
There we go. It's Tuesday. Hey, we have a cold front coming through. Big changes headed our way for today. I have to say, those YouTube comments are like my favorite part.
I
of
know.
the day.
Now, I've
So
only been at News
much
9
fun.
30 years. I want to clarify, I've only been here 30 years.
There we go, girl. There we go. Hey, 40s up in the north. We are 55 degrees right now in Oklahoma City. That is big time warmth. A strong north wind coming in behind that front, and we'll have gusts of 40 miles per hour this morning. Our big statewide rainmaker arrives this coming weekend. We'll talk about how much rain we see that's coming up here at 6 o'clock.
Now for something good to start your morning, a Metro man is celebrating 40 years on the job at the Goodwill on Western. His coworkers describe the 83-year-old as the heartbeat of that operation. Our Mike Glover shows us his impact.
It's the typical day shopping for bargains at Goodwill. But before items make it to the racks out here for the customers, they have to pass quality control from Mr. Lee.
See, that ain't no good, see?
His name is Opal Lee Broussard, but here he's simply known as Mr. Lee.
He's an inspiration.
He works in the production department at the Goodwill on Southwestern in Oklahoma City.
The main thing, I like the job. I like working with the people.
And as much as he loves his job in production,
That's all right. I said that's all right.
for many years, his first love with the company was waxing and stripping the floors.
Maybe it's time for me to stop doing before I fall and hurt myself.
That actually became a real concern for the 83-year-old that still works 40 hours a week.
Yeah, set it down there.
Just for him to come to work every day and do as good as these young people are doing, like, it's inspiring.
Even more inspiring is that this year he is celebrating 40 years of working with the company, proving Mr. Lee knows what he's doing.
They tell me what to do. Sometimes I know what to do, but I just listen at them and do it the way I want to do it.
It's a privilege that he's earned through his time and commitment to the job.
So when people say they're tired or I don't feel good or my back hurts, Mr. Lee come in here every day and do his job.
And the code that he has lived by throughout his 40 years.
Respect yourself and respect other people.
Now, Mr. Lee says he gives total credit to God for anything that he's been able to accomplish. A Goodwill treasure. Mr. Lee, you are something good. I'm Mike Glover for Oklahoma's Own.
Mr. Lee, we like your
We
style.
love ya.
Yeah. It's election day here in Oklahoma. Voters in 60 counties will head to the polls. We'll tell you what you need to know before you go. It's coming up at 6. I'm Robin Marsh. Right now on News 9, talk about a 1-2 punch. Another energy company announcing it's moving its headquarters out of Oklahoma City to Houston 1 week after Devon makes the same announcement. What this could mean for the future of OKC, it's coming up.
I'm Colby Thelen. Oklahomans are heading to the polls today. They open in about an hour. Our Brianna Brown is live at a polling location with what you could expect this morning, plus this.
We can't let the jail be a black eye because we refuse to be responsible enough to fund it properly.
I'm Lacie Lowry. The Jail Trust endorses one of the plans to fund the new Oklahoma County Jail. Which one is it? We sit down with the Jail Trust chairman on the next steps.
Live from downtown Oklahoma City, Oklahoma's own News 9 starts now.
Good morning, Oklahoma. 6 o'clock on your Tuesday. Yesterday was warm and awesome. So many people got out and about.
Everyone was out in the neighborhood walking the dogs and just kind of enjoying that sunshine.
Only downside, I haven't changed my thermostat in so long. It was like 77 degrees upstairs.
The AC on, huh?
Whoops, better flip it back over. Let's turn to the Bob Mills Weather Center. Somebody's turning on the AC a little bit today here, Megan, outside. Got a cold front coming through.
The cold front is coming through, and today will be a much cooler day. But yesterday, it was all about the wildfire threat. We did have numerous fires break out. Bob Mills Sky News 9, our Mason Dunn was up in the air surveying some of these fires. We did lose several structures around the Shawnee area and had 50 acres burned. Thankfully, nobody hurt. But yesterday, a day where we send trackers out knowing that humidity will be low. We'll have strong winds with us and the very warm temperatures on top of the ongoing drought. So thinking about everybody impacted by those fires, and hopefully the much needed rain that is headed our way this weekend will help get us out of some of this ongoing issue. We'll take it to Links 1, show you where some of these fires were yesterday. All of these little red dots that you're seeing, those were fires. Some of these off into eastern Oklahoma were controlled burns. With the south wind, all that smoke traveled up to the north, so we did have some air quality issues as well. Now today, it's all about a cold front coming in. Wind advisories up in the north and west, and a chance for a few showers down in southern Oklahoma as the moisture spreads up to the north and east. We've had a few sprinkles and light showers down in southern Oklahoma. Into the big weekend, it is all about much needed rain. We'll talk more about it. When does it arrive? What does your weekend look like? That's coming up. Back to you guys.
In Lincoln County, Oklahoma Highway Patrol is investigating after a confrontation ends and a man shot and killed by law enforcement. This happened about 3 o'clock Sunday in Wellston. Troopers tell News 9 they were called to assist Lincoln County Sheriff's deputies with a suicidal person. When law enforcement arrived, investigators say 74-year-old Stephen Pence pointed a gun at officers, and that's when they shot and killed him. We are told the troopers involved are on routine administrative leave.
Expand Energy is packing up its corporate offices and moving out of OKC, heading down to Houston. This move comes exactly a week after Devon Energy announced their plans to do the same. News 9's Kylee Dedmon has reaction from the State Chamber of Commerce on this move. Kylee?
Yeah, Colby, he says it's another tough loss and a major blow to Oklahoma. Now, this is a major move for Expand Energy, but it's leaving many Oklahomans and Oklahoma leaders wondering what could happen to the Sooner State. Now, Expand Energy announced that they will be relocating sometime in the middle of this year, although an exact date has not yet been announced. Expand Energy also announcing the move will primarily consist of their executive leadership team, leaving about 500 employees still here in Oklahoma City. Now, President and CEO of the State Chamber of Oklahoma, Chad Warmington, says having some jobs still in Oklahoma is a positive sign.
I know that Houston's probably a tougher place to go find those people in terms of the competition for those jobs, and having them here in Oklahoma and already doing good work, I think is one of our calling cards.
Now, along with this move, Expand Energy has appointed a new interim CEO. And with this new relocation, the company says they are working to strengthen their relationships with partners and working on their long-term goals, but do say that Oklahoma City will still be a point for Expand's operations and businesses, that they are committed to their Oklahoma City employees and the local community. Reporting live outside Expand Energy, Kylee Dedmon, Oklahoma's own News 9.
Kylie, thank you. Expand Energy appointed a new interim president and CEO. The company says the board has already started their search for a permanent CEO. 6:05 your time right now. Let's take a look at your morning drive this morning. A live look from our news tracker, Stephen Owsley. He is headed to I-35 just south of Goldsby. That's where we're hearing reports of a rolled over semi. Now, we're also hearing that it's not totally blocking the interstate, but maybe partially blocking it. He's going to go down there and check it out. But again, this is I-35 just south of Goldsby. As soon as he gets there, we'll bring you that shot. Otherwise, on your interstates this morning, things looking good. Buckle up and drive safe.
Your time now 6:05. Two former Oklahoma County jail officials are now suing the jail trust for wrongful termination, claiming they were fired for refusing to do what they call illegal orders. Their lawsuit accuses former jail leadership of asking employees to violate policies, like giving unauthorized people access to confidential information. The lawsuit also accuses former leaders of falsifying job positions. The former employees claim they were told to resign or face termination. Their lawsuit is now headed to a federal court for a decision. Meanwhile, the Oklahoma County Jail Trust has come out in support of a sales tax to support its operations and the building of a future jail. Yesterday, 6 members on the jail trust voted unanimously to endorse the idea of the county commissioners. So far, the county commissioners have not agreed on an actual proposal or details for a sales tax plan, and they're looking to earn the support of Oklahoma City's Greater Chamber of Commerce.
But here's the thing, that each and every one of us that live in the county need to understand that we are an advanced society and we have to have a jail. Ideally, if we could get by without a jail, that'd be really cool, but it doesn't work that way. And if you're going to have one, you have to properly finance it.
So what does all this mean? Well, the endorsement from the jail trust is really just ceremonial. All the power still remains with the county commissioners to send a sales tax for a public vote.
Well, it looks like that publicly funded Jewish charter school proposed for Oklahoma will not move forward. On Monday, the state charter board denied plans for the Ben Gamla, which was proposed by a Florida-based company. Last month, that school actually had applied to launch a virtual learning for K through 12 students in Oklahoma. The decision Monday comes after the U.S. Supreme Court earlier rejected efforts to open the nation's first publicly funded Catholic charter school in Oklahoma last year.
6:07 your time right now. I got to see how we're doing for our Tuesday. A little bit cooler today. Let's talk to Megan Gold. She's in the Bob Mills Weather Center. Megan?
Hey, good morning. Today will be about 20 degrees cooler than yesterday. We hit 81 here in Oklahoma City, near the record high of 84. Lots of sunshine and a south wind. We did have numerous fires break out as well with the very dry conditions. And today the cold front cools us off into the 50s, a high of 59 today. You'll notice a lot more cloud cover, and as that cold front arrives, it will bring in a strong north wind. We'll track it out for you here in the metro by about 8 to 9 o'clock. Gusts to 30 and 40 miles per hour possible. More on our big rainmaker for the weekend. It's coming up.
Also coming up, DHS sends an amended budget request for next year. After the break, what this could mean for daycare centers in Oklahoma.
Plus, a Thunder player returns to the court after he was diagnosed with cancer last year. His inspiring story, the big update after the break. The bus stop forecast.
All right, on a Tuesday morning, and boy, yesterday, those kids, they had to love getting out of school.
I can't believe it was 81 degrees. That is
not
wild.
Insane.
Yeah.
I was so worried we were going to tie the record of 84 degrees. It was like, at this point, 81, 84. I mean, big time warmth. It felt like May is what it felt like.
Felt good, though. It felt so nice outside.
Did. And with the sunshine, today, big changes for the kids at the bus stop. It is very comfortable outside, at least here in the metro. Temperatures, they are running in the 50s and the 60s, and that is about 10 degrees above our average highs in the afternoon. Out the door this morning, you will notice cloud cover has built in during the overnight hours, and today will be a mostly cloudy day for us, and temperatures about 20 degrees below where we were yesterday. When you look at the first 9 days of February after yesterday's temperature of 81 degrees, this is now the warmest first 9 days of February on record, with an average high temperature of 65 degrees. So significant warmth. When you look across the country, it is not just here across the southern plains, all the way up to North Platte, a high of 72 in February. That just does not happen. 75 in Omaha, Bismarck, North Dakota, 45. A lot of times they're dealing with Arctic air, or at least some Canadian air, and none of that. So really the lower half of the country, I mean, Houston, 80. Okay, they have warm temperatures often, but when it's up into the high plains and up into the Dakotas, you know, it's significant warmth from that ridge of high pressure that has kept our temperatures so very warm. Today brings a change, and our weather pattern gets more active here through the remainder of the week. A cold front presses in this morning. We've got wind advisories in effect across the north and west, and there's an area of low pressure down to the south and west. It's going to bring this moisture up to the north and to the east. We've already had a few showers and sprinkles in far southern Oklahoma, and the area of spin and the area of low pressure associated with the cold front is well up towards the Great Lakes. So first storm system on your 9-day. It brings cloud cover, a slight chance for a sprinkle, higher rain chances down in southern Oklahoma today. Tomorrow we'll have a little bit more sunshine, still some clouds around, and a northeast wind. So temperatures are in the upper 50s and the low 60s. And then by Thursday, with the southerly wind kicking back in, I think fire danger is back and warm temperatures. We're back to the 70s before our secondary storm comes in. And this is the big advertised statewide rain and storm maker for your Friday and into your Saturday. Saturday looks to be a soggy, a chilly day, 80% chance of rain and thunderstorms. Overall, I think the severe risk is low, but we're monitoring that. The chance for a few strong storms is there, but I tell you what, a good rain, and the track of the low and the speed of the storm will be critical to how much rain we do pick up. By the time we get to Sunday, that thing is out of here, and by Monday, we start to warm it back up, upper 60s, low 70s, and fire danger is back with another south wind bringing in some low humidity. Here's the live look from our Lucky Stars Skycam network, the Broadway extension here on your Tuesday morning. 55 out the door. We have not cooled off much during the overnight hours with the cloud cover, but already starting to see cooler temperatures as the cold front sinks to the south and to the east. It's 61 in Guthrie this morning, over to Midwest City and Jones, 65 in Shawnee, 57 in Chickasha down to Rush Springs, and 47 in Sealing. So there's your cold front. Temperatures in the upper 30s and the low 40s back behind it. And we've already seen winds gusting to 40 and 45. So as the front shifts to the south and to the east, that wind field will spread with it. This morning, pretty windy through midday, and then winds should start to diminish some. Down in southeastern Oklahoma, the front finally clears the state by later this evening. So from the upper 70s and low 80s, the low to mid 50s up to the north today, 59 in Oklahoma City, warmer down to the south where it takes the front longer to reach, and we'll watch for a few showers, but for the most part, a sprinkle or two, maybe a shower on the southern sides of the metro, higher chances down to the south. Tonight, we'll have some of the cloud cover clear out, upper 20s and low to mid 30s, light winds, and tomorrow still a pretty good good day with temperatures upper 50s and low 60s. So again, Friday into Saturday, your rain opportunities are the highest, and it looks like from Oklahoma City to the south and to the east is where rainfall amounts will be the highest. We'll continue to fine tune that as we get a little closer, but 1 to 2 inches of rain, are you kidding? That would be amazing for the drought. Here's that full 9-day forecast into your Friday and Saturday. It's a chilly rain headed our way, guys. Back over to you.
Want to take you live to I-35 south of the metro. A semi has turned over. This is just south of Highway 9 in Goldsby, right at the Ladd Road exit southbound. You can see the overturned semi, and the cab of it is actually on the outside shoulder of I-35. So kind of a precarious situation there. We are asking if the driver is okay. Traffic is getting by, especially on those inside lanes, but you'll see a lot of flashing lights there. Again, this is I-35 southbound, just south of Goldsby at the Ladd Road exit. As soon as we get more details, we'll bring it to you, but you will see flashing lights if you're traveling southbound this morning.
How about this? An inspiring sight on the basketball court as Thunder guard Nikola Topic returns for the first time since he was diagnosed with cancer.
Yeah, testicular cancer. He's been in a battle. He's been going through chemo since last October, but he debuted in the G League last night. News 9's Chris Williams with the story.
It has been a long road for Nikola Topic getting to this point. He was drafted by the Thunder in 2024, but missed his entire first year with a knee injury. Then he played in Summer League and a little bit of preseason before that shocking cancer diagnosis in late October. Well, now a welcome sight. Nikola Topic taking the floor for a real game here at the Paycom Center, playing for the OKC Thunder developmental team, the Oklahoma City Blue. Topic only played for 16 minutes, but he scored 7 points and had an impressive 7 assists in that time. And most important of all, he's back to doing what he loves.
It's just so cool to see kind of not only like that he was able to like kind of go out there and just be him, but like the attitude towards it, like just kind of joking around on the bench. Just, you could tell he was very excited to play basketball. And it just is very, I think it just rubbed off on the guys tonight. Like everybody was having a lot of fun just playing with him.
I'm just really proud of him and just seeing him crack a smile, being out there on the court again, doing what he enjoys, doing what he loves to do, being out there with his teammates. I mean, there were so many positive things just from him stepping on the floor and stepping in between those lines and competing.
Thunder guard A.J. Mitchell was drafted the same year as Nikola Topic. He's injured right now, so he didn't make the trip to L.A. with the Thunder. Instead, he was right here at the Paycom Center sitting courtside so he could support his teammate. And guys, it was a special moment seeing Nikola Topic take the court again. Just a matter of time before he's back with the Thunder. Reporting from the Paycom Center, I'm Chris Williams.
Bless that road to recovery. All right, coming up, the Thunder get a boost thanks to J-Dub's return. He's been out for so long with injury. After the break, a recap of the Thunder's late night win over the Lakers. It was a late night for the Thunder in Los Angeles last night, and if you stayed up to watch it, it was worth it.
Ooh, they won, yep, beating the Lakers and LeBron 119-110. J-Dub back, his first game since being injured. Steve McGee has the story and highlights from L.A.
I mean, he slammed the door on that game. Yeah, it was impressive.
Without Jalen Williams last night, I doubt Oklahoma City gets this win over the Lakers here at Crypto.com Arena. But it was much more than just dub last night. This was a collective effort. Cason Wallace with a key offensive rebound over DeAndre Ayton late in the fourth quarter. Jay Will with a corner three. And Alex Caruso, when L.A. was on a 20-5 run in the third quarter, looked like they were going to take control of the game. Alex Caruso and company right the ship for the Thunder, and OKC enters the fourth with a 2-point advantage.
When he went in the game, he changed the tone of the game. I thought his leadership tonight was really impactful for our team.
Obviously, offensively, I had a good night, so it was a little easier in that. But like defensively, I feel like after the first couple possessions, I didn't really play up to my standard either. So we were playing well and then kind of let off the gas. And you don't want to take games for granted when you play well enough to win. You want to go win the game.
AC was big for us tonight, too. When they're out there making plays, it makes it easier for me to get to my spots and keep at it.
Oklahoma City holds the Lakers to just 19 points in the fourth quarter. Oklahoma City will be back here late in the season in April to wrap up this 4-game set. The next game will be in Oklahoma City. From Crypto.com Arena in downtown Los Angeles, Steve McGee, Oklahoma Zone.
Crypto Arena.
I know, saying that in every live at Crypto.com Arena.
There you go.
It's time for the outdoor forecast. Megan, you got a great picture to share with us today.
I do, guys. Of course, the beautiful weather, and you may recognize these two, Lacey and Brooklyn. If you've been wondering where they are, they were out enjoying the gorgeous weather off in eastern Oklahoma, one of Lacey's favorite spots, Dripping Springs Lake, looking for crappie. She said they didn't have a whole lot of luck, but they found some sand bass and had a great time doing it. So look at them. We miss them, but are so glad they're getting to enjoy the beautiful outdoors. Your hour-by-hour forecast, your outdoor forecast today, a lot more cloud cover than yesterday, and temperatures sure are much cooler than yesterday. From 81 to a high of 59 this afternoon. We'll have a north wind rushing in behind today's cold front, and then it is all about our big rainmaker headed our way for Friday into Saturday. We'll talk much more about how much rain do we see. We are excited about those rainfall amounts. Your 9-day forecast is coming up.
Megan, thanks. We want to go back to this breaking news right near Goldsby this morning. This is a live look from our news tracker there on the left side of your screen, Stephen Owsley. This is I-35 southbound, just south of Norman, right near the Ladd Road exit. Oklahoma Highway Patrol, McLean County, Goldsby Fire responding to this rolled over semi. You can see it there on the left side of your screen. Right now we're being told that the cab is kind of on the shoulder. It's not blocking traffic, but you do have a lot of first responders out there. So remember, you got to slow down and move over as you're headed southbound on I-35 just south of Goldsby. We'll check back in a little bit, back after this.
You're watching Oklahoma's own News 9 this morning.
6:30, good morning, Oklahoma. Hope you're having a great morning so far. Great forecast yesterday, 81, almost too warm for some folks.
Like spring break, didn't it?
Today's supposed to feel even better, actually.
Yeah, it'll be a little bit cooler if you're, hoping that it's going to be a little cooler, as some of us are. Let's ask Megan about it. Good morning, Megan.
Good morning, guys. Yesterday was absolutely wild. For the 9th of February to be 81 degrees. The normal for this time of year is 52, so we were nearly 30 degrees above that, and the record was 84. So we fell just shy of it. We had low humidity. It has been months without rain, especially up in northern Oklahoma, Cherokee to Medford to Alva, up to the Panhandle, going on nearly 3 months. That, combined with gusty winds and low humidity, was a recipe for wildfire danger, and we did have numerous fires break out. We had our crews, our storm trackers out, and Bob Mills, Sky News 9. We've got footage to show you. We did unfortunately lose several structures from these fires in the Shawnee area. Thankfully, no injuries. 50 acres burned in that spot, and crews working so very hard to get these fires out very, very quickly. And it really was not an out of control wind day. Had our winds been much stronger, it could have been much, much worse. But thinking about everybody impacted by that. Today, much different. Today will be a much cooler day as we have a cold front headed our way, and all these red dots just show you the fires that we had from yesterday. And some of these were controlled burns off into eastern Oklahoma. Now we're waiting on our sunrise here in just under an hour. 55 is our temperature under mostly cloudy skies. More on the rest of your Tuesday coming up here in a few minutes.
Headlines right now in southwest Oklahoma City. Police say 4 people are in custody after a welfare check turns into a standoff. It was yesterday right here at Southwest 29th and Portland. Police say they got the call of a welfare check. There were some reports, though, of gunshots in the area. Police say they found evidence inside a home that there had been a shooting there. At this point, it's still not clear what the suspects were taken into custody for. We'll keep you updated on the News 9 website and app.
Oklahoma City police identified 2 people who were shot and killed on the northwest side last week. Happened Friday afternoon near Northwest 10th in Virginia. Officers say when they arrived, they found Claude Bagby and Stanley Reed shot to death.
I know investigators are still trying to interview people in the area and see if they can find surveillance video, those types of things to determine what happened.
Right now, police say it's not clear what led up to that shooting, and they're asking anyone with information to contact the homicide tip line, that number 405-297-1200. And on the southwest side of Oklahoma City, police identified the man who was shot and killed at a party late Friday night. This one happened at an apartment complex near Southwest 36th and Penn. Police say a fight broke out and Brentley Mueller was shot. He was taken to the hospital where he later died. Police are still looking for a suspect in this shooting.
We are following breaking news near Goldsby this morning in our traffic report. I want to show you live. There is a rolled over semi, I-35 southbound, just south of Goldsby at that Ladd Road exit. We now know OHP is telling us 1 person was transported from this crash, not the actual semi driver, but another car came up and hit the semi. That driver has been taken to the hospital. They're still trying to get this semi turned back on its tires. The nose of the cab is actually on the outside shoulder of I-35, so traffic can still get by, but it's just kind of slow going. Be careful. A lot of first responders at the scene. There it is on the right side of your screen, the exact map to show you. So we're going to be following the semi rollover. We'll bring you an update whenever it clears. Your time 6:34. The Oklahoma Department of Transportation is now hosting a virtual open house, asking for input on this big project on I-35 between Norman and Moore. The virtual open house starts today through March 10th. They want to hear your feedback. Officials say this project on I-35 will focus on improving safety through some upgraded frontage roads and some new on and off ramps.
Child care providers are bracing for impact after hearing the Department of Human Services budget request has decreased dramatically. In a House committee meeting, DHS had first asked for $57 million. It would be aimed at the state's child care subsidy program, but in committee last week, the request dropped to $7.5 million. We spoke with one daycare owner who says more daycares in the state will possibly close because of the funding.
and then to turn around and then that happened. I think once again, providers were just like a wave of disappointment, I think probably fell on everybody.
Again, from 57 to 7 million since last November, more than 400 child care centers have closed across the state.
It is election day for voters in 60 counties today. Polls will open here at 7 o'clock in just a little bit. Lots to consider on the ballot today, including more than a half of Norman City Council seats. News 9's Brianna Brown joins us live with more on which city council seats are set to be filled. Brianna.
Good morning, Colby. Yes, 5 of Norman's 8 city council seats will be on ballots for voters today, and 13 candidates are running across those 5 open seats. Now, 2 of these seats actually are an unexpired term, which comes after 2 city council members resigned last year, that being Michael Nash, who resigned in August of last year, as well as Bree Montoya, who resigned from Ward 3 in September. Now, candidates are running to fill those seats in Ward 5 and 3, along with Wards 2, 4, and 6. Now, Norman City Council elections will follow standard election protocols. So in races with 3 or more candidates, if no one gets 50% plus 1 vote, then we will continue with a runoff election in April. Now, you want to stick with News 9 as polls open here just in a bit at 7 a.m. We'll have coverage all day and all morning here in Oklahoma City. Brianna Brown for Oklahoma's Own News 9.
All right, Brianna, thank you. Some other big elections that we're watching today. Back here in Oklahoma City, voters are set to cast their ballot for mayor. Incumbent Mayor David Holt seeking a 3rd term against just one challenger, Matthew Pilares.
In Edmond, voters will decide on 2 big school bond proposals. The first one in Edmond asking for $100 million to build 2 new schools, an elementary and a middle school. The second bond is for $3.6 million to buy new school buses. If both of these are approved, Edmond says your current property taxes would not increase from their current levels. Meanwhile, in the Deer Creek School District, they're asking voters to approve a $153 million bond to build a new high school, an indoor multi-purpose field, and some improvements to other facilities. This bond will not raise taxes from their current level either if passed.
Polls close at 7 o'clock tonight. Look for all the updates right here on news9.com.
Let's turn now to the Bob Mills Weather Center. Megan Gold looking at Tuesday's forecast. Megan, how's it looking?
Much different than yesterday. Around 81 degrees for a high yesterday and a high of 59 today. A cold front is moving through the state. Cloud cover built in during the overnight hours, and there is the live look from our Lucky Stars Skycam network, our Christensen camera there at the Kilpatrick Turnpike, and that cloud cover will try to hide our sunrise this morning. Very mild out the door here in the metro. Temperatures in the 50s and 60s compared to 30s and 40s behind the front. That is bringing in a strong north wind. We'll talk about highs for today. Winds could gust up to 40 miles per hour, and our big rain chances for the weekend. That's coming up.
Coming up on News 9, the jail trust now endorsing the county's proposal to fund the new Oklahoma County jail. Could it involve another sales tax in the future? We're talking all about it ahead.
Plus, another major energy company announces it's moving its headquarters from Oklahoma City to Houston. After the break, how Mayor Holt is reacting to the news. Back after this.
A traffic alert for you. Some breaking news right south of the metro near Goldsby this morning. Right on I-35, the Highway Patrol tells us one person was hospitalized after a crash. Here's the live picture from the scene. A semi rolled over. This is the southbound lane right at the Ladd exit. At this point, we're trying to figure out what caused the crash. But again, one person has been taken to the hospital. Our news tracker, Stephen Owsley, is there. He does say the cab of the semi is kind of on the outside southbound shoulder lane there. So when they kind of get ready to move it upright, it might cause some slow going. So just a heads up if you are traveling south of the Norman area on I-35 this morning.
Got a good forecast lined up for you for this Tuesday. Yesterday, 81 degrees.
That's
crazy.
It's crazy warm. It felt amazing.
Yeah.
But today will be a much cooler day. That north wind will probably have a bite to it, especially this morning. Winds have already been gusting to 40 and 45 up in the northwest. And guys, we need rain so
desperately
bad. This weekend is a really good thing for us to show you across the state. Actually, I'll show you here in just a second. I want to show you out the door right now from our Lucky Star Skycam network. We did have cloud cover build in during the overnight hours, and that is storm number 1 that we have been talking about. This one is mainly just cloud cover for today. A slight chance for a sprinkle, an isolated shower or two, higher chances down in southern Oklahoma, but you'll definitely notice the lack of sunshine today and the cooler temperature. So to take you to Lynx 1, the number of days since we have had a 1/4 inch of rain here in Oklahoma City, it's been more than a month. You go back out into western Oklahoma, Clinton to Bessie, it has been 2.5 months, and then up in northern Oklahoma, nearly 80 days. Not a good deal for us. And yesterday, that's why we had the issues with the wildfires. Remember, Oklahoma does have a wildfire season in our driest months of the year, especially with an ongoing drought. You get these storms that come in and they produce strong winds, low humidity, just a recipe for wildfires to become an issue. So we did, of course, have the snow at the end of January, and the liquid equivalent of that 8.5 inches of snow is actually less than 1/2 inch of rain. So when you really boil it down, if you will, it is not quite as much as you think. So technically, it was a little more recently, but it has been months and months, back October 24th, since we have had an inch of rain. And a lot of the data is aligning and saying that at least Oklahoma City off to the east and to the southeast will pick up 1 to 2 inches of rain. I think there will be a bullseye down in southeastern Oklahoma where we could see 2 to 3 to even 4 inches of rain. But with the storm system still a ways away, the track of the storm will really determine those rainfall amounts. Some data says that western Oklahoma picks up more than 1/2 inch and could see 1 to 2 inches. So we'll fine tune that, but I really think areas east of I-44 will be the winner in this one, but a statewide rain is a winner for everybody. Today, a slight chance for, again, a sprinkle, a shower. Your Wednesday, your Thursday are dry. Fire danger will be back on Thursday as a strong south wind returns. And then into your Friday and Saturday, there come those rain opportunities. And then that will be it on the 9-day. To take you back to yesterday, 81 degrees. That was significant for us. Big time early February warmth. And actually, when you look at the first 9 days of February, it is the warmest start to February on record. When you go up to the north where you would expect to have really cool or cold temperatures this time of year, North Platte 72 yesterday, 75 in Omaha and 45 in Bismarck. So very, very mild to even big time warmth across the southern plains. And now here on your Tuesday morning, there is colder air sinking to the south from a cold front that is moving through this morning. Down to the south and west, there's moisture that's spreading up to the north and to the east, and that will become today's rain chances. So again, storm number 1, it's quickly out of here. We warm it back up for your Thursday, actually back to the 70s. And then from the west comes our big rainmaker for your Friday. About a 30 to a 40% chance for some showers, a rumble of thunder or two on Friday. Not all data has that, but what all data does have is Friday night and into Saturday, the statewide rain and thunderstorm opportunity. Overall, the severe risk looks low, but we're going to to monitor that. It looks just like a cool and a wet rain. And then that's out of here by Sunday. By Monday, a strong southwest wind returns. And I think fire danger becomes another big issue. So here's your cold front, 30s and 40s back behind it, 50s and 60s out ahead of it with winds that have been gusting to 40 and 45. And as the cold front sinks to the south and east, the wind field will as well. Winds should lighten up by about lunchtime, but they'll be breezy through the day today, so that'll make it feel even chillier. So from 81 yesterday to 59 today, 56 in Clinton and 53 in Woodward under mostly cloudy skies, and rain chances again highest down in southern Oklahoma. Tonight, upper 20s, low 30s. Tomorrow's a pretty good day. Upper 50s, low 60s, a little bit more sunshine. And then again, it is all about the big weekend and our rain and thunderstorm opportunities. Unfortunately, your Valentine's Day is a wet day, but we are dry by Sunday, guys. Back over to you.
Expand Energy, the old Chesapeake, is moving its headquarters from Oklahoma City to Houston just a week after Devon Energy announced the exact same thing. Expand says the move will impact top executives, and about 500 employees will stay behind in Oklahoma City. Expand Energy says the goal of the move is to strengthen relationships. Meanwhile, the State Chamber of Commerce says losing 2 major companies in 1 week is tough, but they remain hopeful about Oklahoma's future.
I think the key for us is what we got to focus on. This is our moment to kind of reflect on what are we going to do to make sure that we're growing other industries in the state as well.
Oklahoma City Mayor David Holt says this is a reminder to continue to invest in Oklahoma City's quality of life so the economy can continue to diversify and not only depend on oil and gas.
The Oklahoma County Jail Trust is backing the county plans to ask voters to approve a sales tax to fund the new jail. News 9's Lisa Monahan joins us live here in studio with why the chairman of the trust says it's necessary. Lisa?
Now, Colby, the possible sales tax would help bridge a massive $500 million funding gap to build the county's new jail in southeast Oklahoma City. Now, voters approved this project back in 2022 with an expected price tag of $260 million. But the costs have ballooned since then, and Chairman Jim Holman says the trust now believes turning to voters once again is the best option. And that's because Oklahoma County is the only county in the state without some sort of sales tax to fund the jail and public safety. Now, the idea was first proposed last month and failed to get approval to be on the April ballot. Now the trust is looking to get it to a vote by the fall. The chairman says the plan needs support from the Oklahoma City's Greater Chamber of Commerce. That can help launch a political campaign and pitch the tax to voters.
But here's the thing, that each and every one of us that live in the county need to understand that we are an advanced society and we have to have a jail. Ideally, if we could get by without a jail, that'd be really cool, but it doesn't work that way. And if you're going to have one, you have to properly finance it.
Now, the chairman says a long-term funding source is needed, not just to build the jail, but to ensure public safety. He says the trust is optimistic voters will approve if it's realized that a sales tax would not only lean on residents, but would also pull from tourism dollars and big events like the upcoming Olympics. Colby.
Lisa, thank you. No formal plan, by the way, for sales tax so far has been presented, but we'll be following. Right now, we want to turn to this breaking news. Down near Goldsby this morning, I-35, the southbound side. The Oklahoma Highway Patrol says one person was taken to the hospital after this. Look, an overturned semi there on the southbound side of I-35. And now we can get a better view of this other vehicle that was also involved in the crash. Now, this is off the shoulder. The cab, though, still sitting on the shoulder. So cars are getting by, but as they're going to work to clean this up now, get that semi right side up, you might have some slow going southbound on I-35 near Goldsby. We're back after this.
near Goldsby. This is I-35 southbound south of Norman. The Highway Patrol says one person was hospitalized after this crash. And as you zoom in, we can see it looks like a pickup truck and that semi collided there on I-35. At this point, they're going to still be trying to get that cleared off. Traffic is moving along right now, but as they get to clear that off, get the semi uprighted and get that car out of the way, they'll definitely have some slow going there. I-35 right near the Ladd exit.
Go to the Hornets Thunder game, so don't bring any of that stuff to Paycom, okay?
You gotta check them at the door.
Hey guys, today is a much cooler day. We've got a cold front coming in. Temperatures are in the 40s up to the north, 50s and 60s out ahead of it, and it is bringing in a strong north wind from 81 degrees yesterday to 59 today.
They're still fighting at that game.
That looks like us in the makeup room.
Give me that.